Shri Arunachalam. Yesterday we have seen the first verse of the Arunachala Pancharatnam. So there Bhagavan says, he addresses Arunachala, the holy hill, and he says, Karuna Purna Sudhabdhe. O Arunachala, full of grace, overflowing with fullness of grace and ocean of nectar, ocean of ambrosia. Kabalita Ghana Vishwarupam Kiranamalya. And you have swallowed the whole world with your rays. As if swallowed the whole world. Meaning, when the true self rises in the heart, reveals in the heart, the falls, the world and its, samsara and all its sufferings, it ends. Therefore, he says, you have swallowed the whole universe. And Arunachala Paramatman, Aruno Bhava. Hey Paramatman, you become the sun. Aruno Bhava. For what? Chitta Kanja Suvikasaya. For my heart lotus to blossom, to bloom. Now because of my selfishness and greed, I am as if, shrunk. Now, when the true self reveals, when I know I am the self of all, then there is no room for any selfishness or greed. Then I become, so large-hearted. In Tamil, one saint said, Vadiya Paire Kandabodellam Vadiya. These Mahatmas, whenever they see anybody suffering, they feel the pain of it. When somebody is enjoying or celebrating, they also join the celebration. So that is how the Mahatmas become. So for that, the heart lotus should blossom, should bloom. So that is the prayer here. For Arunachala, thou be the sun, for my heart lotus to bloom. So this should be our prayers too. Not wanting this, wanting that, do this, do that for me. Be the sun so that my heart lotus will bloom. Exactly, what is the exact meaning of heart lotus blooming? Meaning, we see everything as pure consciousness. In that light, you don't see anything other than the pure consciousness. So that is the real vision, the vision of oneness. See, it's again and again glorified in our scriptures. The vision of oneness. See, we think we are all different because we appear different. We express differently. But what is expressing is one. See, through different lights, through different bulbs, the light expresses may appear to be different. But what is expressing is only the electricity. Is that not so? Because of the limitation of the bulb, the light may be very bright or very dull or whatever. But the electricity functioning through each and every equipment is one and the same. Similarly, our expressions may be different because of whatever may be the reason. But what is expressing is only one. That is what is revealed in the 13th chapter of Bhagavad Gita also. Kshetrajnam Sabhimam Vidhi Sarva Kshetreshu Bharata. I am the one knower who is expressing through all the fields, all the body and mind. See? So that is what he is saying. Let my heart blossom means what? Let me be aware of that pure consciousness where all the differences end. The differences are very many now because of our body, this thing, gender, and then the caste, the religion, this, that, and then the status. But all those things are, superficial. But inside we are that one principle. This also expresses Sutre Manighana Iva. Like that one string which is expressing through all the beads in that mala. Sutre Manighana Iva. So therefore, this is what is our prayer. O Lord, let my heart blossom and let me embrace everyone as my own self. And also it is said in Gita, what is sattvic knowledge? Sattvic knowledge is one, you see differences, but you recognize the underlying oneness in and through all the differences. This is sattvic knowledge. Whereas what is rajasic knowledge? We see differences and we go on differentiating everyone because of differences. That is rajasic knowledge. That is why so much of strife, struggle here in this world. So much of war. So the vision is what? Even though we appear different, we may express differently, but that which is expressing is one auspicious principle. See, this is a core of our Sanatana Dharma. Please understand. See, all the other things can wait. They are secondary. This is the core of our Sanatana Dharma. That is why it is said, Ahimsa Paramo Dharma. You should not hurt anybody. Because your own self is expressing everywhere. How can you hurt yourself? See? That is why self-restraint. Why? Your own self is expressing everywhere. How can you indulge too much? See? So therefore, this is the prayer here. O Lord, you become the sun so that my heart lotus will bloom. And then I will recognize the oneness. So till this point we have seen yesterday. And today we will move on to the second verse. Anybody practiced? Anybody can sing? You can? Please.
Tvai Arunachala Sarvam
Tvai Arunachala Sarvam
Bhutva Stitva Pralinametat Chitram
Bhutva Stitva Pralinametat Chitram
Hridyahamityatmataya
Hridyahamityatmataya
Nrityasi bhoste vadanti hridayam nama
Nrityasi bhoste vadanti hridayam nama. Once again.
Tvai Arunachala Sarvam
Tvai Arunachala Sarvam
Bhutva Sthitva Pralinametat Chitram
Bhutva Stitva Pralinametat Chitram
Hridyahamityatmataya
Hridyahamityatmataya
Nityasi bhoste vadanti hridayam nama
Nityasi bhoste vadanti hridayam nama. Wonderful. Thank you so much. Here, the second verse in Tamil, it reads like this. Chittiramami hudellam semmalaye ninpale uttidhamai nindre odungidumal nittiyamum நானென் இதயம் நடித்திடுவையாலுன்பே தானிதயம் என்றிடுவர்தாம். What is the meaning of this shloka? See, as I told you, the first shloka gives the Swarupa Lakshana. The truth as it is revealed. And the second shloka, with reference to the world, from the known to the unknown. So how it is revealed here? Etat chitram. This is how we have to read. The first line, the last word. Etat chitram. Chitra means this world picture. Chitram. This is vichitram, na? So it is this world picture. O Arunachala. Tvai Arunachala. In you, O Arunachala. Sarvam bhutva. All this rise, bhutva, stitva, all this remain, all these pictures, they remain in you, and pralinam, and they go back in you only. See? Etat chitram, this world picture, What do you mean by this world picture? See, our idea is, since because we have been taught with a globe, you know, so earth means what? It is like this round. So here this country is there, that country is there, ocean is there, all those stuff. And then we have been taught about this universe, cosmos, this, that, everything. Our idea is, you know what? The world is a three-dimensional solid reality. But according to our scriptures, the world is nothing but our own experiences of the world. What is world? It is nothing but the experiences of the world is called as the world. Is that not so? What is an experience? There should be an experiencer to experience. There is something experienced and there is an experience. Is that not so? This triputi they say. These three together is called as an experience. Please remember always. See, when our mind is, buddhi is very gross, it always thinks as something solid, three-dimensional, somewhere it is remaining. But our Mahatmas, our great rishis, they have found out this world is nothing but our experience of this world. What is an experience? It's nothing but there should be an experiencer to experience. Is that not so? So I am the experiencer who is experiencing the world. So the world is there which is experienced, let us say. And then whatever experience we gain, that becomes part of our knowledge or memory or whatever about the world. So here it is said, see, when we are in our deep sleep, there is no experience because there is no experiencer. When we come into the waking or in the dream, what happens? The experiencer comes. And then also the experienced along with the experiencer. And then we gain some experience, whatever may be the experience, good or bad. So here it is said, when he says, oh Arunachala, in you means what? Here the Arunachala is the Parabrahma Paramatma, or the pure consciousness, or the awareness. In the pure consciousness or the awareness comes the world. Is it not so? Either Chitram, he says. Chitra means this picture, world picture, arises where? In the mind. What is the mind? Mind is nothing but consciousness expressing as the knower and the known. So therefore he says, O Arunachala, in you, meaning in the pure consciousness, everything is rising. And everything is dancing. Stitva means what? Everything exists or remains. And then, when that experience is over, everything goes back. And then another new experience. And that experience is gone. If this is difficult to understand, let us say, we have gone through childhood, right? Where is the child gone? But whenever we look at the album, we say, oh, hear me, as a very tiny thought, see? And when we were young, bubbling, energetic, creating all nonsense, mischief. So that youngster, where had he gone? And the middle-aged person who is so burdened with life and its worries, where is he now? So, see, that experience came and he has gone. Still I feel I remain. Is it not so? And the youngster came and gone. But I feel it is my own experience. So meaning what? In the pure consciousness, everything rises and everything subsides. This is the truth. We think there is a world and we are born in the world. So and so date, so and so time. To our parents. But the truth is, it is not so. The world is born in me and the world subsides in me. World means what? The world of experiences. Apart from experiences, has the world got any meaning? Please tell me. No meaning whatsoever. So here's a chitram, this world picture. Arunachala, Twayi, in you, Sarvam, all this Bhutva rises. Stitva, and they remain. And Pralinam, and they go back. And they dissolve in you. So you are the substratum in which everything rises, everything remains, and everything goes back. And you know, the beauty is, and you are, where you are? Hridi, Ahamiti, Atmataya Nityasi. And Arunachala, where are you? You are not there in the world outside. In fact, you are in my own heart, Hridi. Ahamiti Atmataya Nityasi. You are shining in my heart as I. Atmataya Nityasi. You are dancing in my heart as my own self, as I. Therefore, Boho, oh, it's exclamation, Boho, Te Vadanti Hridayam Nama. These rishis and great munis, they have given you another name, Arunachala. What is that? Hridayam Nama. Another name for you is the heart only. Hridayam. Why? In the heart you dance as I. Therefore, the another name for Paramatma is Hridayam, a heart. You know, in Sanskrit, Hridayam means, Ayam means this, Hrid means the center. The center of the whole universe is here only. How? Because everything expresses as thoughts only, as experiences, as experiences only it comes. And everything comes from here and goes back. Apart from thoughts, apart from experiences, nobody has seen the world independent, staying somewhere. It is all myth, you know. We think we are so intelligent, but we are so stupid, you know. We don't think. Even the great scientists, they were thinking always, the world is independent, sitting somewhere, and I am watching it. But now they are appreciating that, no, with the advent of this quantum physics and all, they say, no, the observer also is a very important aspect of this experience. When he is observing, these molecules, they behave differently. When it doesn't, it behaves differently, it seems. That's what they have found out now, I don't know. So therefore, see here the second verse, the Mahavakya Upadesha is revealed actually. What is Mahavakya Upadesha? That which is the substratum of the whole universe, which is called as Brahman in Sanatana Dharma, in the scriptures. That is actually residing in the heart as Atman, the self. See, people were thinking, I am something very little, small, and he is God. He is so wonderful, all powerful. But our scriptures say, no, Tat Tvamasi, that thou art. So here, Arunachala is indicated as what? The substratum of the whole universe, where everything rises and everything subsides. And where is that substratum? Where is that Brahman? It is shining as aham aham taya spurata hilsmara. It is shining as I in the Hridaya Guhara Madhye, in the cave of the heart. So Atma Daya Nrityasi. It dances as the Atma, the self. Boho, O Arunachala, therefore, te vadanti hridayam nama. Another name is given to you. What is that? Hridayam nama, as heart. So this is in fact a sort of a revolutionary idea. The second verse is a revolutionary idea. For ordinary people, not for great seekers, great Rishi Munis. They have been always telling this only. But for ordinary people, they are jolted when it is said, everything rises in the pure consciousness. And the pure consciousness is expressing as I in the heart. When that is said, because our idea of the world is very screwed up, is very, very gross. When you think about it, when you contemplate on it, you will understand world is nothing but whatever you think of it. This has taken me 10-15 years to come to this conclusion of continuous contemplation. That the world is not a three-dimensional solid physical entity. Whatever experience rises and whatever thoughts, that is our world actually. A scientist has got his own world, is it not so? A musician has got his own world. A farmer has got his own world. The farmer has got no access to scientist's world, And the scientist has got no access to the musician's world. It's a very different world. Actually, we think we are living in the same world. We have our own world to live in. You know that? It's fantastic actually. You cannot understand my world. And I cannot understand your world. To some extent I can understand, but not exactly. It is your own world. And we have created our own world, you know that? We have created our own world through our own friendship, networking, through our own, associations. We have created our own world. So you have come here for the satsanga, and then you interact with people, and then you get to know each other, and then you share your mobile numbers and other things, and then you contact, and another satsang is happening there. Shall we go there? Another, like that, you build up your own world, is it so? A person who is interested in movies, he has got his own people around him, and he talks only about the movies. This has come now, shall we go? Like that. So, whatever we think about the world is very, very different what actually it is. So it is very clearly said, Etat Chitram, this picture of this world, O Arunachala, Twai, in you, Bhutva, Sarvam means all this, Bhutva, they rise in you, Stitva, and they get established, they rest in you, and Pralinam, they go back into you. Hridi ahamidi atmataya nrityasti, and you dance as I in the heart. Therefore, you are called as Atma, as the Hridayam Nama. See, now when you understand this much, the world is nothing but the experience of the world. Right. And always all the experiences are colored by our own mind. You know that? When we are very happy, healthy in our mind, everything appears to be wonderful. When we are very dejected, depressed, then everything appears to be very, gloomy. Is that not so? The same world or the same experiences only. So, it depends on the mind. The experiences, they depend on the mind. In Panchadashi, it is beautifully revealed. In one text called Panchadashi, Mamsamaya. Mamsamaya means a lady. Made of what? Flesh and blood and, bone. She is one. But how her child looks at her is very different. Mama, my own mother, my own mummy. For the child, mummy is source of all happiness, joy, security. For a stranger, one who is full of lust and passion, that lady is so what? Object of enjoyment. And for that lady's father, my own daughter, a different sort of emotion. So the same person is not perceived in same way. According to our mind and its quality, things are perceived differently actually. See, on that account also you can say the world what you experience is very different from the same world whatever the other people experience. So everything now boils down to what? How the mind is. Once the Dronacharya, he asked his students to go and find out how many good people are there in this world. Duryodhana, he went in search and he came and reported everybody is bad, Nobody is good actually, everybody is bad. And then the Yudhishthira came and reported, no, everybody is good. See, basically they are very good. They may be here and there, but basically everybody is good, he came and reported. Meaning what? As you are, so you see the world. Is that not so? So therefore, manayeva manushyanam karanam bandha mokshayoho. As our mind, so is our world. We are bound or we are liberated according to the quality of our mind. Therefore, Bhagavan Ramana Maharishi starts his inquiry, what is this mind? This mind is binding. This mind is responsible for my liberation also. Why? What is this mind? Manasam tu kim margane krite naiva manasam marga arjavat. So this is the inquiry, he says. So in the next verse, he gives that inquiry. How to inquire? What is this mind? Because mind is nothing but the ego self, I. When the mind is full of Ashubha vasanas, Ashubha means inauspicious vasanas, I am considered to be bad. When the mind is full of good vasanas, good samskaras, I am considered to be good. So therefore, whatever we call as mind, basically can be reduced to the ego self or I. And what is this I? Is the inquiry. Who am I? So in the third verse, as I told you yesterday, the third verse gives the path to reach the Supreme Self. Through inquiry, self-inquiry. And the fourth verse gives the path of meditation. How to meditate and reach the Supreme Self. Then Swamiji, do you mean to say that self-inquiry is different from meditation? Yes. Self-inquiry is different from meditation. Self-inquiry means to inquire who am I and dive deep within. In search of the I. Who am I? Meditation means what? You keep your mind on one object of meditation and you continuously meditate on that. That also may take you to the same goal, but that is very different. That we are going to see in the fourth verse. But in the third verse, now he is going to give the path of self-inquiry. Please.
Ahamiti kuta ayatiti.
Ahamiti kuta ayatiti.
Anvishyanta pravishtayamaladya.
Anvishyanta pravishtayamaladya.
Avagamya swam rupam.
Avagamya swam rupam.
Shamyatyarunachala Tvai vabdhau.
Shamyatyarunachala
vabdhau. Ahamiti kuta ayatiti.
Ahamiti kuta ayatiti.
Anvishyanta pravishtayat yatyamaladya.
Anvishyanta pravishtyatyamaladya.
Avagamya swam rupam.
Avagamya swam rupam.
Shamyatyarunachala vabdhau.
Shamyatyarunachala vabdhau. Good. See, it's a little difficult only. The Sanskrit is in the Arya Vritti meter also. It's a little difficult. But you have managed it beautifully. Ahamiti kuta ayati. Kuta means from where. Ahamiti. Aham means I. There is a feeling or there is a notion I. Ahamiti kuta ayati. From where this I, this notion I is rising. Iti. See, it has to be split like this. Ahamiti kuta ayati iti anvishyanta. Thus, iti means thus anvishyantaha. Anvishyantaha means what? If you carefully seek the source. See, it is in the passive actually, having sought. Anvishyantaha. Anvishyantaha. Anvishya antaha. So when you look within, antaha means within. And anvishya means what? Anvishya means having sought or when you seek the source. How? Ati amaladya. See, here pravishtya. Ati amaladya. Ati means what? It is sort of a superlative. Ati. Ati maduram. We say maduram, ati maduram. Romba nalla irukku. It is ati. Amaladya. Diya means buddhi. With that buddhi, which is amala, which is very pure, very sattvic. Ati amaladya. Meaning what? Very, very pure. Why? Only with that buddhi you can conduct this inquiry. What is the mala? What is the impurity in the buddhi? In traditional Vedanta Shastra it is said, the tamas and rajas, they are the impurities. Tamas means dullness. When the mind is very dull, it cannot inquire. Because when you sit to do inquiry or whatever, meditation or whatever, it goes to sleep. See, have you noticed this? When you sit for meditation, the mind dozes. Why? You have not trained the mind properly. When so much of tamas is there, it dozes. When so much of rajas is there, it goes off everywhere. Rajas means what? It scatters the mind. Mind goes everywhere. And you cannot bring it back. So, slowly when you purify your mind through all karma yoga and bhakti yoga and other things, when the mind settles down, even through pranayama and all, then what happens? The mind is not sleepy or dull, or the mind is not scattered too much. Mind is available. It is quiet and peaceful. And it is available. That kind of a mind only is helpful for meditation or for Atmachala, for the self-inquiry. Therefore, it is very important. See, in the Tamil verse, he starts with that only. Ahamuhamaranda amalamadi tannal ahamidudan yengelum yendrainde ahavuruvai nangarindu munni nadi polum moyume Arunachala o. He starts there saying Ahamuhamaranda amalamadi tannal. Ahamuhamar means what? Which is introvert. It is seeking something within. Ahamuhamar. Amalamadi tannal. Amalamadi means what? Same idea. Ati amaladiya. Ati amaladiya. With the intellect which is purified, which is full of sattvana, so that it can inquire. See, for inquiry, you need so much of subtlety. See, it is not so much of intelligence actually. It is so much of subtlety. That is the difference between that. See, to launch a rocket in the space, in an orbit, you need so much of intelligence. But to understand Vedanta, you need intelligence. But for self-inquiry, more than intelligence, you need intelligence also. Plus, you need some sort of subtlety. Because it's very subtle. It's not gross. That is why it becomes very difficult for people. So that subtlety is gained only through purity. Purity of heart means what? This tamo guna and rajo guna should be very much reduced. And sattva guna should be increased. So with that buddhi, when you seek within, you cannot seek without. Because it is in the heart, shining as I. That is what we have seen in the last verse. So when you inquire, pravishtaya, see here, pravishtaya ati amaladiya, having entered within, meaning what? When you give your attention within, and when you try to find out from where this I thought is arising. Ahamiti kuta ayati, from where? Kuta means from where? Ayati, this I is arising. If you can find out. See, it is not a question answer session within. It is not a question answer session. Who am I? Am I the body? Am I the mind? Am I the intellect? That is not the idea. In traditional Vedanta Shastra it is said, this is how you have to inquire. See, Panchakosha Viveka and all is said, you have to inquire this way. But what Bhagavan has revealed is not this. What Bhagavan has revealed is not this. Bhagavan says, you have to keep your attention, meaning what? Your mind within. And try to find out where from this thought I is arising. See, it is not a solid thing where you can catch. It is a very abstract, very subtle thing. But all of us know what it is. You know why I am saying all of us know? Because all of us refer to this I every day. Is that not so? I ate in the morning, I enjoy, I went there, I came here, I, and we all think I am very smart, I am very handsome. We think of I, Sada Sarvadalamu. Is it not so? That means what? There is some sort of a idea I within. Every time it's gurgling from within. I. But when we ask you to find out what is this I, then we say, where is this I? See, for this valedictory function, for this Bhagavad Gita course, we invited our Nachu Swami. So he pointed out a very beautiful thing. Always people ask, what is this I? I am not unable to find out what is this I. Then he said, when suppose somebody hurts you, when you become very angry with somebody, then you find out, somebody is that is I. That fellow who is very angry and who is boiling within, that is I. And I means it will not create a sound as I. Then if you are a Tamilian, it should say nan. It is not a language, it is not an actual verbalization of I. It is a notion of I. I am. If we coolly think, paraparakama, we don't have patience, we want everything quickly, fast, and we are so scared. See, there is nothing like that. It is your own self. It is your own self. Sooner or later you will stumble on it and you will rediscover it. No need to panic. See, no need to feel, miserable or excited about it. Excited means what? Only we give our attention inside and try to find out what is this I. From where it is rising means what? If you keep the attention on the I will just subside in the heart. You need not do anything. Your effort is only to keep the mind or the attention in that I, that notion. You need not do anything else. See, if you read Nisargadatta Maharaj, you will get clarity. You need not do anything. But why then Bhagavan says from where it is rising, with the idea of finding out the source, if you keep the mind there, you need not do anything. That will take you to the source. Please understand this much. If you try to do something extra, you are doing something wrong. Please. Don't try to do anything extra. Just keep the attention on the I. And everything is taken care. Everything is done. But continuously you have to keep the mind or attention on the I. It is not that 1 second or 2 seconds, 15 seconds I keep and then I take out. See, like, you keep the feet on the pedal or whatever. And then you take it out. Not like that. Continuously on it. Like that, continuous attention. That is the hard part of it. Because we are not used to it. We are so distracted in this world, Even for few minutes to give attention is very hard for us. Especially in this world of social media and all those notifications. Browsing. We are distracted again and again, na? But if we can keep the attention continuously on that I, see, it will be very difficult only in the beginning. Afterwards, it is susukam, because that is the nature of bliss. So you don't want to take out the mind from there afterwards. Initially, you don't know how to keep the mind there. Later, you do not know or you don't want to take out the mind from there. Why? It is sukham. Is that not so? We all want sukham only in this world. Susukham. It is our own self. So if we can keep the attention on the I thought, or whatever you call, the notion, whatever you call, the I, then what happens? You need not worry about that. What happens? Everything will happen by itself. Swamiji, how do we know that we are doing it right or wrong? That also you need not worry. Because the Guru is there within. When you surrender unto him, his guidance is there. I will give you one more pointer. Whenever you struggle in meditation, it means you are doing something wrong. Whenever you are so peaceful and effortless, then you are right. See, this is for the advanced seeker, not for the beginners. In the beginning there is struggle only. In the beginning there is struggle only. But for the advanced seeker, if you want to know whether you are walking the path in the right direction or not, this is the only pointer. When you are struggling, it means there is something wrong. When there is no effort, effortless, it means you are on the right path. In your whole life, if you are effortless, you are leading a good life. If you are full of effort, it means you are not leading a good life. What Swami, please சொல்லிட்டீங்க. Our parents have told us you have to put lot of efforts. See, that is all, Rajasic in the world. Yes, okay. But actually speaking, if you are living a good life means what? Effortless living. Spontaneous, effortless living. Whatever comes to you naturally, you do it. Whatever you get out of it, be happy and satisfied. Why unnecessarily break your head, which is not coming to you? Yanakku music varadu. Why should I break my head, say, oh, I want to learn music and I have to prove to this world, who am I? You prove to yourself who you are. Why? Let other people who can sing well, let them sing. I am only singing through all of them also. See? Why should we break? That is very good. God has blessed you. He wants you to be happy. This is too much, Swamiji. But this is the truth I am telling you. At the end of the day, what are we struggling? Please tell me. We are struggling for what? Actually for happiness and peace. And that is our nature. By struggling, we are going the other direction. Once again we are sort of the peace and disturb. We are disturbing our peace. Ashantasya kuta sukham. When there is no peace, where is joy? Ashantasya kuta sukham. In Gita it is said, when there is no peace, where is joy? There is no joy. Only in peace there is joy. By disturbing peace, we want to enjoy. See? Already you are peaceful. Just be. Then Swami Sapad yaar poga, buva. Lord will give you. Then you want us to become sannyasi or what? See, our struggle is not for food. Our struggle is not for basic things. We are well off. That way God has been kind to us. Our struggle is something else. We don't know who we are. We don't know what we want in life. And in spite of everything, we feel hollow. We feel something is missing. That is our problem. So if you seek within, who am I? Try to keep your attention on the I. You will find that you are not the ego self which you have been imagining all these days. See? Ahamiti kuta ayati iti anvishyantaha. Anvishyantaha means when you seek within. Pravishtaya, and when you enter means not entering actually, like keeping the attention. Within is called as pravishtaya. Ati amaladiya avagamya swam rupam. You will come to know your true self. Avagamya swam rupam. One's own rupam, true form. What is the true form? That is Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. Satya means what? That which is always. Jnanam, which illumines everything. Anantam, which is infinite. Which is not limited by the body or mind or by anything. Which is unlimited. So then what happens? Avagamya Swamrupa means you know your true self, which is one of infinite bliss and total peace. What else you want in life? And from that standpoint, whatever people enjoy here appears to be very insignificant. That is why these great Mahatmas are called as Maharaj, king of all the kings. Why? Because they are enjoying that bliss. Avagamya Swamrupam Shamyati. This is the most beautiful thing. You know what happens? The mind quietens or it ends. Shamyati. The mind ends. Imagine. Shamyati. Hey Arunachala, oh Arunachala, in you, Twayi. Twayi means in you, meaning in the pure consciousness, in that self, the mind ends. Shamyati. Like what? Like the river merging in the ocean. See? Nadi iva abdhav. Abdhav means in the ocean. Like the river becoming one with the ocean. Meaning what? The river loses its name and form. And afterwards you cannot distinguish between the river and the ocean. So similarly the ego self merges means what? It becomes one with the true self means what? The ego self, it loses its individuality, individual name and form, and it cannot be distinguished from the true self. So Shamyati. Oyume, in Tamil it is said, Munnir Nadibolum Oyume. Oyum means what? Everything is done and dusted. Oyum. Shamyati. And then what happens? What happens? Then you are always abiding in that imperishable, all blissful, peaceful, all fulfilled state. Ever. Why ever? Because only for the body and mind there is death. Or whatever, death or whatever. But for that there is no death. And always you abide there. And totally blissful and peaceful. And in that state, since you are one with the source of the knowledge, there is so much of clarity, there is no doubt about anything. This is the assurance given by all our masters. There is no doubt about anything. Who creates the doubt? The mind creates the doubt. The mind is no more. When mind is no more, no doubt about anything. Is that possible, Swami? Is that a state possible? Yes. No doubt. You know, the awakening is, there is only pure consciousness, there is nothing other than that. And that pure consciousness is full. Full means Purnam. That alone is Satyam. So there is no doubt. What about the other things? It is all Asatyam, false. There is no meaning. Asaram, Ashashvatam. So it has no meaning. So full stop. So there is only one, which is the truth. Everything else is untruth. What is there to know about the untruth? Whatever it may be, let it be. That is not truth. This one only is truth. And there is nothing other than this. So this clarity he has got. See, only when you go there and you experience that, you get this thing of it. Otherwise it will be like a story. Sometimes you may even doubt it as a cock and bull story. But it is all truth. Again and again, all the masters have, assured us, this is the truth, this is the truth, this is the truth. All the great rishis. In our own times, great Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, Vivekananda, Kanchi Mahaperiyava, Bhagavan Ramana, everybody has vouchsafed, this is the truth. So, what is the path? The path here is to find out one's true nature by diving deep within, by giving attention within. To give attention within, we don't need anything else. No japamala is required. Nothing is required. Swami, should we turn to the east or west and sit? Hare Rama. Nothing is required. Swami, should we keep our legs here or here? You keep on your head also. When this question was put to Bhagavan, Ramana Maharishi, what is the right posture to sit? He said, you sit in your own Atma, the self. That is the right posture. See, all the other things are there for other people. But one who have come to Bhagavan, for him, there is nothing like, this is the asana, or this is the sort of pranayama you have to do, or these niyamas, yamas. You keep your attention on this I, aham, like the I which is rising from your heart. There you keep always. Full stop. You need not read anything, study anything. No need to study anything. This is the real book you have to study. And from these books we may not gain anything. So we are unable to read this book. That is why we are studying these books. When you can read this book, there is no need for any other book. And it is very simple. Keeping the attention. In whatever you understand as I, you start there. And wherever you go, you just go with it. Don't doubt. You cannot fall. Why you cannot fall? There is nothing else. There is only one. How can you fall? There is nowhere to fall, nothing. There is nothing called as fall here. You can never fall. You can only rise. Rise means what? The blossoming of the heart. So therefore, this is the most beautiful verse. So this is the actual core teaching of Bhagavan Ramana Maharishi. So when you inquire and find out who you are, first of all you will know the true self. See, that is what is said as akantakara vritti. You will know it. And then everything ends there. Shamyati. Even that knowledge also ends. And you abide in the self. And there is nothing other than the self. And that is not even the feeling of, I have realized, now I am great. Nothing like that. Because ego self only can feel that way. Ego self is gone. So there is no feeling of, I have achieved something. Oh, nothing like that. In fact, there may be a feeling that, how come all these days I have been such a foolish person? It was evident, always it was like this one. How come I missed this? This may be the idea, but not that achievement of achieving something. That is why these Mahatmas become more and more quiet. More and more, effacing. Yeah. So here we stop. It's 11:10 already. 10:30, 10 to 11.
10 to 11:15.
Okay. We will stop here because tomorrow we will take the rest of the 2 verses. And this is a very important subject matter. So if you have got doubt, please ask. And if I know, I will answer.
Swami, you said just focus on, keep your attention on I, who am I, where is I. If you just keep doing that, is that also not a form of dhyana or meditation in some sense?
See, traditional sort of traditional way of meditation is what? There is a meditator. Who is the meditator? I am the meditator. And there is meditated upon, object of meditation. Whatever may be the object, maybe the form of the Lord or Om, whatever may be. So there is a duality, right? The meditator is different from the meditated upon. Here, the meditator is the one, and the meditated upon is himself. So here itself the duality is removed actually. So this is something very, very deep and very, very profound. So here, I am the meditator. What I am meditating upon? My own self. See? Are you able to see this? So there is a very clear-cut difference between the traditional meditation techniques and Atma Vichara. And this is very hard, very, very subtle and very difficult actually. See, an object to meditate is easy actually, comparatively.
Right.
But to keep the attention on one's own self, it becomes a little difficult in the beginning. But when you know what it is, when you have acquired that knack, then it becomes so simple and so blissful. Then you don't want to meditate on anything else. Meditating on something else becomes very difficult. In fact, meditating on some other object is painful. It is against the mind's nature. Mind cannot meditate. You want to meditate. Mind loves variety. But you are forcing the mind to meditate on one. That becomes very painful. But when you are focusing your attention on the self, you are so susukam that you don't want to do anything else. Other things are all okay. See, we are not condemning, we are not putting down anything. But this is the best. And this is a royal path. Something like that. Bhagavan has revealed this royal path to all of us. We have to be very indebted to him.
When you meditate upon the self, right? Everything, I think, at the early stages at least starts with thought.
Thought
Right.
one. Thought one.
But somewhere along the way, the thoughts have to disappear too.
It will.
So that's a natural transition. You start with
See,
ideas. And
the
thoughts
thing
and then it
is,
goes away.
all the thoughts have got one thought as its base. That is the I thought, Bhagavan says. So instead of focusing on all the other thoughts, if you are focusing only on that I thought, which is the base, when the I thought subsides, all the other thoughts also subside. Because without the I thought, no other thoughts can exist. So this is the philosophy of Bhagavan, and it is true. Only with the conscious entity can come the other thoughts. When the conscious entity himself is merged, then no other thoughts can rise. So this is amazing actually. All the other paths are like beating around the bush only, going round and round. But this is hitting straight. Like taking the bull by its horn. But the general misunderstanding is, it is very hard, it is not for me. For me, though, surrender is easy, Baba. This inquiry is very difficult. That's what people say. But surrender is very difficult. For egoistic people, surrender is impossible. What is surrender? To tell the Lord, Yannam yadu adu seivaya. Whatever you feel like, you do. I have nothing to say. Can we live like that to the God, everything? No. Only with regards to my daughter's marriage, I will decide. Other things you decide. Oh God, you can decide anything.
But even that surrender should not be confused with inaction, right? Sometimes that's also like, I surrendered everything to God. You do what you want, I don't need to do anything. That's
No, the
also
thing
not
is,
correct.
inaction means what? Out of tamas and out of laziness. That is condemned only. But See, your mind is free. When you surrender, your mind is free. What we need actually in life is mind to be free. When mind is free, it becomes very creative. When mind is free, see, you watch those who crack jokes, wit and humor. They are free within. They are free inside actually. Those who are very occupied within cannot have good wit or humor.
It takes creative energy to come up with good.
Mind when it's free, it's very creative. And it comes out with wonderful solutions also. Very extraordinary out-of-box solutions. When mind is very crowded, it cannot think much. It can think only in one particular way. Linear or whatever, vertical they say. Out of the box it cannot think. And the mind becomes totally free. It's a wonderful equipment actually.
So there are, different established or well-known paths to get to the end point. You have Atma Vichara, you have some Raja Yoga, you have Karma Yoga and all that. How does one know what is the best suited path for oneself?
One
Is
should
that
know.
just sort of a natural proclivity or a propensity you're sort of taken in some direction to follow it? That's it?
Yep. See, Gurudev Swami Chinmayanji says, one who has got his buddhi, so much of thinking and thinking abilities, for him the jnana yoga, the path of knowledge. One who is full of emotions and devotion, love, for him bhakti yoga. Both are there equally. Then he can take to other Raja Yoga and other yogas. So we have to find out our own self, where we fit in. And it can be found out. And a guru who is very evolved can easily point out. Anything else? Anybody else wants to ask anything? Yes.
So, going back to what Nacho Swamiji said, that when somebody insults us, that anger or what, is that really I?
No. See, it's not that really I. There you can get a glimpse of what is this I and you can try to catch the I there. See, now we say, I don't know where is this I, what is this I and all. What he was saying is, that instant, if you are aware, you can have a clue. It's not that is the I. Clue. That is what he was trying to say. And you have to work on it. Work on it means what? You have to... That's a very good idea actually. Otherwise we say, where is this I, where is this I?
Swamiji, work on it means like what we talk, should we be conscious of what we do? Self-inquiry means every time what we do, we need to be conscious of what we are doing. That's called like, how like, what everyday
See, Agada, that's right. See, when in the beginning stages, when you are in the world, working in the world, you cannot give attention to the I. It will be very difficult. It is not possible. But when you train yourself for a long time, then it is possible. So, what I would suggest, keeping the mind where your hands are at work. Keeping the mind where your hands are at work. That is called as mindfulness. So that helps. See, for example, if I am, say, delivering this lecture or talking to you, I cannot go on saying Narayana, Narayana, Narayana behind my mind. Remembering the Lord means to remember Narayana, Narayana. Maybe if I train myself, it's possible also. You understand? That is another path. Another path means another way of doing things. There are so many ways of doing things. Some may be very, very subtle, some may be very good, some may be gross and all those stuff. But what I am saying, when I am in the present, looking at you and doing whatever I am doing, that itself will take you to the truth. Because truth is not only transcendental, it is immanent. In and through every experience, the truth is. See, this I have learned and I have been working on it. Working on it, once again, I am practicing. So, every moment when you can live your life 100% in the present, then you are with the Lord only. Because Lord is not somewhere else. Lord is here and now. You understand? So this is very good at training to keep the mind where the hands are at work. If you are taking care of your child, 100% if you can take care of the child, if you can spend 100% with the child, that is meditation only. While you are eating, 100% if you can be there and eat, it is meditation only.
Like you said, effortless things.
So that is also one way of, going near him. And one more thing I tell you, am I not very obvious when I am talking to you? For myself I am saying, not for you. When I am talking to you, am I not very obvious for myself when I am talking to you that I am? I am. Like that, whatever I am doing, I am very obvious that I am. How can I miss it? See, when you know slowly what it is, there is no confusion, there is no effort.
Yeah.
But till that point of time, yes, there is confusion, there is misunderstanding. So, the basic thing is keep your mind where your hands are at work. In fact, whatever comes to your knowledge is you only. When that is also appreciated, then you are not away from yourself at all. You understand? It's still higher. Whatever comes into your consciousness is your own self only, nothing else. When that is appreciated more and more and more, then how can you go away from yourself? How can you miss yourself? Anyway, those things are little advanced, higher sadhanas.
How to see the experience as experience without coloring, because the experience is arising out of the heart. So
How to? What is the question?
how to see the experience as experience only without the mind coloring, because the experience.
When you
comes
don't have the
from-
mind, you can do that way. Whenever the mind is there, mind's coloration is there. But without mind, how can you have experience? So when the mind is not there, whatever you experience is pure consciousness. Understand? So as long as the mind is there is duality, means there is always some sort of coloration is there only. You understand? See, that is why when J. Krishnamurti says, oh, you are conditioned, you are conditioned, you are conditioned. I sometimes used to think he is conditioned by the idea that somebody is conditioned. Conditioning you cannot avoid. Na? As long as you are in the body mind, how can you avoid conditioning? Conditioning is there to accept it and to live with it. But if you go beyond all the conditionings, this conditioning is not there. But with the conditioning, how can you say that I am beyond conditioning? Very difficult. So as long as you are in the mind, adode raga dvesha irkatha irukum. Mind's raga dvesha, likes and dislikes would be there. Mind's some sort of coloration would be there. You cannot avoid it. So more and more you purify yourself, more and more it won't be very glaring and won't be very this thing. But it will be there. Only when you know the true self, and there is no coloration.
I mean, Bhagavan also, he does the transaction in the world, but in the background he is
No
always,
background.
I mean, he connected with the self always.
It is not that he connected with, he is a self.
So that's, how is that
He is a
possible?
self. And he lived as a self. It is not that background something was running and all. Nothing was running. Nothing was running. See, we cannot fathom their state, We should only mind our state. And we should try to reach wherever. We should not try to think how they were living, We can't fathom. We have to follow whatever he is saying and we should try to reach. Not that we should fathom his state. We cannot fathom his state. Beyond our mind and intellect, it is said, na? Then how can you think about with the mind and intellect? It's not possible.
We just have to practice.
Yeah. See, from the higher standpoint, even if you say practice, we will find fault with you. But anyway, it's okay.
Can I share one thought, Swamiji, which Swamiji only taught us in Bhagavad Gita? You're saying the loop we are stuck in is a avidya, kama, karma, samsara loop. Okay. What is the avidya? The avidya, which is the ignorance, is we take this body to be ourselves. That is the first avidya. Then from that, all our desires, likes and dislikes, everything is born, which is the kama. The third one, that is the kama, is the ichha shakti, and then kriya, which is the action. The same kama gets into action, which is your karma, leading to the suffering. Okay. Now, how does one slowly break this loop? The first is to sort of somewhat intellectually recognize that I'm not this body. Then you come to the kama. By some amount of sense withdrawal and mind withdrawal, like a tortoise, you reduce the kind of kama, the likes and the dislikes which we have, and which will not now move into much karma, but whatever little karma is there, you always do it as an Ishvara Arpana, and whatever comes out of it, you take it as a prasada and don't take it as I did it or I am receiving it or whatever. Now this cycle is now somewhat reduced in the sense it's defanged. This particular power of the cycle has been defanged. But no matter what, this cycle will still continue to have a certain amount of venom in it. At that point in time, if you think of it like an escape velocity you've got, you have to latch on to the bigger thing, which is the Jnana Karma Sannyasa, which Swamiji was. So you latch on to that, and actually now you understand yourself as not any of these things. And that is the only place where that self is possible. As long as we continue to think in this transaction, you can keep defanging this thing. We can make this transactional self more and more, happier, blissful, whatever the word is, fulfilled or whatever it is. But this loop will, so you can reduce the coloration of the mind, but the mind itself cannot be completely discolored unless we realize we are not the mind itself. Is it something like that, Swamiji?
So what you are saying is very right. As long as you are here, see, as long as you accept the avidya, then you are in the avidya. So therefore, as he says, these things are okay, but higher sadhana means what? You should not accept that you are the body mind. You should not accept that you are the ego self. You should not accept this samsara. Ashtavakra level, adha solra. You should accept this samsara. And you have to break it. Ashanga sastrena, dridena chitva. So, appadi senjada adu kadaisu sari varudhu. It's not possible by this kind of traditional means. And the madri poi, total detachment from the body mind, and even with the idea of bondage and liberation. அந்த மாதிரி வரும்போது தான் அதுக்கு ஒரு மாதிரியான ஒரு தீர்வு வருது. Anyway, see, slowly and steadily we have to appreciate and understand things. We should not try to push too much everything in one day. Churning. Anyway. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Guru
Harihi Om.